Good afternoon, my people. And it's a wonderful Sunday, and today I would like to speak to each and everyone about the setting our minds for a particular goal or preparing our minds for positivity. And on this, I would like to say our minds are likened with a garden, and we are likened to be the master gardeners. When I refer myself as a master gardener, and I refer my mind as the garden itself, and the thoughts that I plant in my mind are the seeds that I plant in the garden. I'd like to say this: our minds are fertile land, and this mind is ready to receive any kind of seed that's planted there, whether consciously or unconsciously. So it's our responsibility as the master gardeners to choose what to plant, the kind of seeds to plant in our minds. And Stephen Convey once said, plant a thought and reap an action, and plant an action and reap a habit, and plant a habit and reap a character, and plant a character and reap a destiny. When you look at this, it's all about planting and reaping. Thoughts will lead to a certain action, whether you thought of it consciously or unconsciously. So, when I talk about we being the master gardeners, what do I mean? There are some of the things that you need to put in place as a farmer. When a master gardener goes to his farm, they have a specific kind of seeds that they need to plant. And they have a goal. What do they want to harvest at long last? And this should be the same with us, with our minds. If we don't take keen responsibility on what grows in our minds, we are delegating or we are neglecting what is our responsibility. So if you are there, you have a responsibility to make sure whatever thought crosses your mind, you are responsible to uprooting or to watering it to continue growing. When I talk about this, one man, I don't remember the name, but once said, you can't prevent birds from flying over your head, but you can stop them from nesting over or on your head. So we have a responsibility to make sure that whatever we see, whatever we hear, we have a responsibility to make sure that it's either watered in our minds to an extent we can act on it, or it's our responsibility to uproot it. Gardening practices, we know them. They are pruning. There are things like weeding. There are things like watering. There are things like gapping and others. So that's our responsibility as the master gardens, to feed our minds, to plant the right seeds in our minds. And one of our responsibility of preparing the right mindset and having the right minds as the right planting field for our thoughts is first understanding what we call self-awareness. When I talk about self-awareness, is being mindful of what you water in your minds. And on this, you must be responsible. You must be very careful. on what you planned, on what grows in your mind. So you need to know yourself. And knowing yourself, you need to first understand where do you come from. Who is the manufacturer? The manufacturer had already created the manual before you came to existence. And that is the first step to understanding who you are and who you are created to be, and aligning your thoughts with that line, with that goal. Because when you know who you are, you will align everything to move to where you want to be. The second thing is reframing yourself. You might have lived in a toxic environment. You might have started to believe that you are useless and you're nothing. Nothing good can come out of you. There is need to reframe yourself. There is need to reframe your mind and your thinking. And this is your responsibility as a master gardener. Reframe how you think, how you see things. Ask yourself, if God were to look the same situation you are looking at, if God were to be in the same situation that you're in, how he could have acted. And that will give you how or the way forward on how to act on that situation. The other thing I'm talking about is focusing on a growth and ready to learn kind of mentality. Many of the times we have failed to grow and we have refused to grow, regardless of how things are. We have believed what the environment, circumstances have told us. And we need to reframe our minds, we need to reframe our thoughts, and we need to come back into terms that we were not meant to remain stagnated, to remain standard, but we were created to grow. So it's the high chance, it's the time to think of it and move forward to setting a new kind of mentality, setting a new kind of thinking. And James Allen once said, as a man thinketh, so he is. So when you sit down, what are kind of thoughts? What are thoughts that have dominated you? Don't allow negativity, don't allow negative thinking to dominate you to an extent. It becomes your small prison. Our minds can also turn to be a prison. But today I'm here to tell you, make sure you plant the right thoughts, the right way of thinking, and you will reap the harvesting bounty of great and wonderful kind of thoughts. Joy, prosperity will be your portion if you choose today to be the master gardener of how you think. If you set your mind and you plant the right seeds, you will see a difference in your life. So from today, take it as your responsibility to make sure that you only allow the right thoughts to grow in your mind. Thank you.